Hey folks, welcome back to Only Best Fantasy Novels. My name is Robin, and today I want to talk about Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. Yet another Songwriter Archive video. I apologize in advance. But anyway, um, this book is a close second to being my favorite of the series so far because it features my favorite, like the main POV is my favorite character of the entire series, Dalinar. Um, what else? What else needs to be said about that? But anyway, what's Oathbringer about? Essentially, Urithiru, which is the lost city of the Radiants, has been rediscovered, and the Knights Radiant stand again. Now, the war on the Shatterplane came to a pretty epic climax, and a brand new storm wreaks havoc across Roshar. It goes in the wrong direction, and humanity is wholly unprepared for the destruction it leaves in its wake. So now that they face this new threat, and it seems like the desolation has begun, can humanity unite against this threat? And that, in a nutshell, is pretty much what all of this book is about. It's the book of Dalinar attempting to bring together all these disparate kingdoms of mankind to stand against the desolation, and to even convince people that the desolation has begun. Um, and it's so fascinating. Like, this book is the one where this series really opened up. Like, the novella that takes place just before this, Edge Dancer, it introduces one particular faction and one particular character who they play parts in this book. And this book is all about just learning more about the various facets of humankind that are spread across Roshar, and how they function, their different cultures, their different societies, and Dalinar trying to find a way to unite them, to unite everyone in a way that they can withstand what's coming. Um, as if that all of this political back and forth and intrigue and scheming and all of this wasn't already pretty like fun to read about. Dalinar begins to the flashbacks in this book take a really interesting twist because Dalinar begins to regain lost memories, and those memories are extremely fascinating because they're of a time when that's been teased consistently as uh, they're regarding a character and of a time that's been teased consistently throughout the book so far as something that was lost to him. So we rediscover, we learn of these events at the same time that he learns of these events, and the impact that they have on him is indescribable. Um, like, over the course of this novel, Dalinar goes through such a tremendous journey, and like at this point, I think the defining trait of these books is the fact that these characters, they're all badly broken people. They all faced, they all have faced or continue to face just terrible trauma and terrible burdens, and that's kind of the that's kind of one of the things that make them radiant, that allows them to stand and be better and be worthy of these goals. The fact that they're able to just continue break and reforge themselves, sometimes strong, sometimes not. Um, yeah, that's kind of that's where the majority of the story of this book happens. Um, I would say, and you would think that all of that it already sounds like a lot, but of course this is Sanderson. Like, he has quite a bit of gut punches left to deliver to us. Like, this book is, like I mentioned, the world expands, and with that expansion comes an understanding of what exactly is happening here. Like, this book, we start to learn more of the Parshendi culture. We start to learn more of, like, we see even more cosmere tangents and threads and these kind of things, and there are just more and more things that are cropping up that are just fascinating to read about. And in true Sanderson fashion, a lot of them just get delivered as like one-liners and throwaway sentences, as minor details to a scene that he then plucks and makes quite a bit more significant than you initially assumed. And all of this is just regarding Dalinar and just the regular, like the expansion of the world and the world building that's happening. This is not even regarding the other characters that play a major part in this story, and the roles that they and their arcs in this particular adventure. Like Kaladin, Shallan, Adolin, and even Elhokar in this book play pretty significant roles. Like this is the book where I start to understand, like on a reread, I start to understand why people dislike Shallan. Like her arc in particular in this one is really messy. She really starts to she it just gets really messy what happens with her here, and I was made to understand that it's because of the way that Sanderson depicted her particular circumstances. He only researched the way that this thing actually functions after he wrote this book, which is all you need to know about how that aspect of it played out. But it's messy, like it's not well handled, and it's glaring from start to finish as a result of that. Kaladin in particular, he gets a pretty interesting time over the course of this novel. Like for the first time, he's not like completely and utterly absolutely tortured. He actually gets some pretty fascinating moments where he actually gets to return home, and his village people see how much he's transformed since then, and what a drastic difference it is from then to now. There's that. But one of the most amusing ones was Elhokar, I would think. Like the way that he some things have been teased so far throughout throughout these books, and you had to really pay attention to kind of click on what he was saying. But this is the one where it became glaring, and he goes through like the strangest, I would say the strangest redemption arc of anything in this series so far, and it ends in such an interesting way. It just goes to show that it just goes to show that there's a lot going on in these books that you need to be prepared for. So there's that. I'll leave you to read and find out what it is. But one of the other interesting things about this book is that we also see quite a bit more of the force that's driving this whole war on the opposite side of the conflict, and not just driving the war, the elements, we should say, that it has at its disposal. And that was just interesting to read. And then of course there's the coalition of human rulers and their particular goals and ideals and all of that, and the way that things fit together. Like this book was just fascinating to read in just the way that it introduces set pieces and the way that it places them about. Like and then of course there's the whole Dalinar story. So like I said, this book is, for me, it's my second favorite of the series so far, only behind The Way of Kings. Yeah. What else can I say that hasn't been said in like probably thousands of videos on YouTube? I think I'll just call it here. A banger of a read for me, and yeah, that's all I have to say about Oathbringer, I think. If you made it this far into the video, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.